What's going on? Walking and talking today on the YouTube. Right, it's pretty important what I'm about to say actually, and I just need to make sure that people aren't getting caught up in things that actually don't move the needle, because it's very easy to focus in and pride yourself on things that don't even matter. Like, I've just onboarded a new client there, and the questions he's asking me makes me think, I'm like, okay, this is not just him thinking these things, this is everybody thinks these things. And what I'm about to tell you is literally the most important things that you need to be focusing on and priding yourself on to achieve any of your physical endeavors. Because there's certain things, and I will talk about them certain things in a little bit of detail, that don't make a difference. And it's often that people will pride themselves in the things that don't even matter, and it's either through lack of awareness, lack of knowledge, or it's through you choosing the easy route out. For example, some of the things that don't matter is your choice in vegetables that you eat, choice in fruit that you eat, how long your rest periods are, the exercises in which you do in the gym. Like, there's just a few, right? And I want to just bring it to life a little bit, because when it's all said and done, right, when you have achieved your mission, when you're 6 months down the line and you look back and you're like, I've done it. What was the real reason, the real root cause reason that you achieved that? Was it because you stuck to a certain rest period? Or was it because you had 1 calorie spray? It doesn't, like, the small weird things don't make a difference. They honestly don't, right? How you prepare your meals doesn't really make a difference, as long as you're not adding in other random ingredients that aren't on your meal plan. So, you know, focusing on strict rest periods like 90 seconds, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, because of the opinion that that will gain you the most muscle. Listen, it doesn't work like that. It really doesn't work like that. I'm just going to give my hand a little bit of rest. And what I challenge you to do, right, is I challenge you to think about the man, the version of yourself that has achieved the goal in which you're setting out to achieve, right? And I want you to basically be him for 5 minutes and think, I've now achieved what I set out to do. Absolutely fantastic. Then what are the actual reasons why you were able to achieve that? Was it because of these trivial data points that don't even make a difference? Or was it because you trained like a fucking absolute savage, whether that is with an injury, whether that is without an injury, and building muscle, building strength, building resilience of your joints, whether that is a weight gain mission or whether that's a weight loss mission? When it's all said and done, what were the things that actually mattered the most? Do you know what I mean? Key data points, training intensity, developing your strength most weeks, every single week aspiring to get insane levels of strength. It just comes from absolutely going to war with yourself, right? Weight lifted, improvements on weight lifted and repetitions conducted week after week. Yeah, of course it's not going to happen every single week. And this data point, right, is the most important data point for reducing injuries, getting rid of injuries, improving your strength. It literally is the most important data point. However, when people get older, when they start to get older, they start to deprioritize this as being a priority. They start to think that this doesn't matter because they're getting older, and they lure themselves into a false sense of security and they lie to themselves, right? I'm telling you now, this is the most important data point to getting rid of your injuries and developing muscle mass. So when it's all said and done, when you're 6 months down the line, you've achieved your goal, you've got rid of the injury, you're like, what was the real reason why I got rid of that injury? And then it becomes pretty obvious. Well, I got rid of the injury because I developed my strength week in, week out, and I trained with intensity. You can train with intensity with injuries, as long as you're not mental. Do you know what I mean? When it's all said and done, 6 months down the line, you've achieved your goal. Did it matter that you had overnight oats or whether you had porridge? Did it matter how you prepared your meal? Really, if you think about it, it doesn't make a difference. But we can kid ourselves, like wearables is another one, right? Looking at your sleep quality through a wearable. Listen, just get 7 to 9 hours sleep. Like, you don't need to look at a little thing to tell you to, that you need to sleep a little bit more. It's like, just don't get caught up in these rabbit holes of data, right? The most important thing is training intensity and just adherence. Like, you can't get anything. You can track your rest periods, you can track, how you cook your food. It literally doesn't make that much of a difference, right? So it's all about key performance indicators, and there's not many of them. And if you focus just on them, strength gained in the gym, calories consumed in a day, weight, what's your weight? Them three. Output, steps, cardiovascular training. There's 5. If you focus on them week in, week out, right? When it's all said and done, 6 months down the line, you'll look back and you go, well, obviously I achieved my goal because I focused fully on them 5 things. And if you focus on them 5 things, add sleep into there to get extra gains, you're going to absolutely smash everything. The rest of the shit doesn't matter. Anything else doesn't matter, right? And the fact that you may get caught up on a 2 minutes in the ice bath is you choosing comfort. You're choosing to do things that don't matter. It's a choice. And that's the creature mindset. It's you listening to the survival part of your brain, focusing in on things that do not develop you. Focusing on things that keep you comfortable. Oh, I need to do 6 minutes in the sauna, then, 2 minutes. Doesn't matter. It doesn't make a difference. When you've achieved your goal, are you going to look back and think, oh, the reason I achieved it is because of... That's quite a fast plane. Private jet. Did I achieve it because I was doing 15 minutes in a sauna followed by 90 seconds in the cold plunge? You are not going to give yourself credit for doing that thing when you've achieved your goal. So why the hell are you doing it? Because it doesn't matter. That's what I wanted to say. I just wanted to say it's more focus on the things that matter the most. Fuck everything else off. Life's too busy. Do the most important things and do them well. Usually, it's about doing less, but to a higher standard. Not doing random things that don't even make the slightest difference on the grand scale. All right, gentlemen. Hopefully you appreciate the video. I will see you in the next one.